Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here with me. Gracias, mi Dan. Hi, everyone. So I'm very, very excited because today I'm going to have Patricia Varela Andrade. She is from Brazil and she has a sanctuary called Santuario Vale da Raina. And I'm very excited that she's going to be here with me. Now let's just wait for her. And let's wait for her to connect. And we're going to be talking about motherhood and how all the animals, the female animals, are the most abused in the industry. So how's everyone? Hello, everyone. So good to see you all here. Mwah. Kisses to all of you. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Gracias. Mwah. Besos. I'm just waiting here. I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. Hola. Hola, Lucy. Hola, Victor. Hello. Okay, so let's see. Patricia's here. Oh my God.
So happy to be here.
Oh my God, thank you so much, Patricia, for oh my God, thank you for having me in this life.
I'm the one to thank you, Stephanie. It's really, it's just funny that these days we have internet and we can meet one another even if we don't meet in person and have a strong bond, even again if we are not here at the same place. And I'm really thankful that technology is giving it to us. But I must say that I look forward to having you here at the sanctuary, at the feet of the master, practicing yoga, exchanging thoughts. So anyway, I'm just thankful that we met and that we can have this conversation. It means a word to us. You are a strong woman with a strong voice coming from your heart, and you can wake us up. You can make us see things that many people are not able to see yet. So thank you so much for accepting my invitation for this talk. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure. You're such a beautiful, amazing inspiration for me. The way you connect to the animals, to nature, through yoga, through everything that you do, it's so beautiful. And every time I feel a little bit sad, I go to your Instagram and I see you, and you truly inspire me. And I hope that a lot of people can see that as well, and make them think and change, and something that you can give us and give everyone in general, because the way that you see life and the way that you connect through the animals is something so beautiful. And we should not try to explain or defend why killing animals, why using animals, why exploiting them, it's wrong. But we have to, because a lot of people still use them, and it's really sad. But the way that that you are and what you've done. It's something beautiful, and I cannot wait to go practice yoga with you. I cannot wait to go visit you in Brazil. It's something that it's my dream. So hopefully when we're able to travel again, I will definitely join you.
Perfect. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Stephanie, I would like to ask you for your permission to start our talk with a little, not a mantra, but a song, like a medicine song, just hoping that these vibrations can open our hearts, because I think everything that we are going to talk here, of course, it's going to come to the mind because we are understanding with our mind, with our intellects, but we also need to understand with our hearts. We also need to practice compassion, to practice empathy, to understand everything that we are going to talk here. Otherwise, we are just going to end up with more information. And I would like us to end up this talk with more inspiration to change our behavior and protect every single being on earth sharing this vital breath with us. So if you can give me this permission, can I start with this little song? Thank you.
Yes, please.
Oh, gran espíritu de amor. Oh, gran espíritu de amor. Llénanos con tu luz, llena nuestros corazones, llénanos con tu luz. Llena nuestros corazones. Gracias, querida. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Spanish, thank you.
For you.
I love
it. Stephanie, when we talked a little bit last week, and people on our page, I'm not sure how many people from your page, but I just want to put it here so that people can understand why two women who do not have children are going to talk about motherhood. So last week when we talked about all of this, I really thought that we always, in this date, actually on Monday's date, the International Women's Day, we talk about women, not about the feminine and not about other females, but just about women. And it's excellent and it's awesome because it took us a long time to be here just speaking our minds freely, and it really took a lot of sweat and even blood from our ancestors for us to do this here. So I'm greatly and deeply and truly thankful for them that we arrived at this point. But because we evolved, now we need to talk about something more, about something greater than ourselves. And this includes other females and their children. This includes the practice of everything that we're talking about in this International Women's Day, not just for women, but for every single female and every single aspect of the feminine face of God, per se. God meaning something, someone that we revere and we are used to talk about as a man. And it's something for us to think about because this information, this male information has been so strong that even God became a man. Because woman just cannot exist. And females, we don't even care. So we need to talk about this. So that's why when we are talking about this feminine revolution, you know, talking about this week, I thought that we got in touch and we talked and we exchanged, but I want all of us to understand this, why we're talking to women, again, who do not have children, why we're talking about motherhood. And it's because we can place ourselves in others, beings, places. And we need to practice this. And if it's difficult for us to understand, okay, but I am a man and I do not want to hear this. And what about the males? What about the calves? Yes, we are going to talk about them because the calves are the children of these mothers. Because if we do not understand being a mother, we understanding what it's like to be a child. because we understand that somebody protect us, somebody that even if it was not our mothers, but somebody looked after us. And we have this mother figure in somebody, and we need to understand this mother figure, this works for every single being, including a calf, including a chicken, including these master animals that we ignore. And when I talk about master animals, I just wanted to tell here also, just to register perhaps is not the word, but just to keep it here up front, that we are not talking about a religious thing or a spiritual thing. We are just saying that this, Stephanie was saying that my connection with them, something that they teach me every single day is unconditional love and forgiveness. And this for me makes them masters, because this kind of teaching I only got from people in the Himalayas. I didn't get from people here living in the society. So when I got in touch with them, I realized that I was nearby a evolved soul, capable of forgiving, capable of unconditionally loving us when we don't deserve it all. So I just wanted to put it up front so people can understand a little bit more. And again, Stephanie, I thank you so much. And what moved me, and I would like to hear from you, to listen from you, your experience and your perspective. What would be the word? What you would tell us about the word you see if I was asking a mother cow, a master mother cow? How is this word for you? Can you celebrate International Women's or Females Day? Do you have something to be happy about? Is it joyful to be a master mother cow? Can you tell us about this motherhood experience and this feminine experience, just for us to take under, to get perspective of what we're talking about?
Yes. So the post that you posted, when you said about the lives that were going to happen, you said, you put a quote that said 50% of population is women and the other 50% are sons from these women. And for me, that's something beautiful, because we don't think of it that way. We think we're in this patriarchy where we think that male figure is everything. And now the way that we are fighting for animals is the way that years ago some other women fought for our rights. And now we have rights. And it's been a constant evolution. That's why when someone says, you're not going to make a difference by being vegan, you're not going to make a difference, because yeah, I see you fighting, but this is not going to change. I look at the past, and we have changed, and everything has changed. And for me, the feminist, the Women's Day, it's a really hard topic, because I have a lot of friends that they fight for women's rights, and they're very intense and passionate about it, and I respect them for that. But at the same time, they keep consuming a cow's milk, they keep eating a chicken's egg without noticing or being aware that they might be fighting for that female power, but they're not defending, and they're still part of the exploitation of other females. Why? Because their only sin, their only mistake was the gift of birth, because they can give life. That's why we can use them. That's why the farmers, they rape them, and they get them pregnant, and they steal their babies so we can consume what they produce for their babies. If this was done to our species, to humans,
Yes.
to human animals, if this was done to us, it would be a crime. Yes. It would be horrible.
Yes.
And there's a short film that I saw recently. It's on YouTube, and it's they're exploiting females, and they're getting them pregnant and using their milk for this product. And that short film is very strong, and it's very aggressive, but at the same time, I like it because it shows you how ridiculous humans are. We call ourselves smart, we call ourselves intelligent. Someone that's intelligent wouldn't destroy the planet the way we are destroying the planet, wouldn't use other species the way we use other species. We wouldn't. And when I say about your connection to animals, for the followers here that haven't gone to your page, I invite them to go and see the way that you can be around them and they understand you and you talk to them. And it's such a beautiful thing. It happens to me with the animals that I can interact with, and you see the connection that you have. And even if you don't speak the same language,
Yes.
you communicate. And that is something so beautiful. And the way that we are, we shouldn't do these things to these master animals, because people don't understand. But the most exploited ones are females, precisely because of that. The calves, yes, they get kidnapped. All the males go to the slaughterhouses to get butchered so people can eat them.
Yeah.
But the females, they live a painful, tortured life. So I cannot celebrate Women's Day as I would like, because there's oppression. There's oppression in other species. And until every female is freed from those cages, I cannot be happy about celebrating our freedom, because there's really no freedom for every species.
Yes.
And for me, that's the most important thing. And it's the way that it's been fighting for African Americans, for women, for LGBTQ community, for every single thing. It has been a fight. And now with animals, we keep on looking at them as if they were objects, and they are sentient beings. And one of the things that I loved about you when I first talked to you was that you said that one of the things that the animals taught you is that no matter how much pain, torture, or suffering an animal had gone through, how much torture that animal had received from someone else, they always were forgiving. And they always went back to that place of compassion and love. So when I hear that, I would wish that humans were like that.
It's moving to hear you, because we don't realize, but we treat master animals. And I say we don't realize because, as you said, it would be a crime if we would do this to another females, like you said, human animals. I think animal humans, I'm not sure how you put it, but it would be a crime. And the only reason why I believe it's not a crime is because it's being kept from us. Many people do not understand that master cows do not give milk because they are a tree of milk. They give milk because they are mothers. That's why they give milk. That's the first thing for us to learn, to remember. That's the first thing. And when
they're mammals.
Yes. When we get in touch with this truth, when we realize this, when we remember this, then we start to thinking about what you said. Okay, then it's a crime. It's a crime against a mother. It's a crime against a child. It's a crime against my own values. Because I do not want to be somebody who rapes, who steals, who kidnaps, who steals milks and kidnaps lives. I do not want to be that person. But I do not know, because everything is so behind a wall and hidden and not talked about, that I think it's okay. And I even think that milk is for me. It's for humans.
But and you know what, Patricia, if you talk to anyone and you said, oh, here, try this dog milk, 90% of people would be like, ew, oh no, dog milk, cat milk, ugh, disgusting. But they don't realize that they're doing that. It's a cow. It's another animal. It can be pig milk, dog milk, cow milk.
Yes.
All the mammals that give birth, it can be any milk. And how can you not see that you're, just because we decided that cow is good for milk, like, why? In other countries, they eat cat and dog and all the animals that we on this side of the planet, we think that they're pets.
Yes.
And they are not. Every single animal, every single sentient being, they create their milk and their home and their family for their family.
Yes.
They create the milk, the cow for the baby cow, the dog for the baby dog, the human for the baby human, not for us. It's not ours to take. And that's the milk that cows give. It's supposed to raise a 600-pound baby. And then we have the humans that say, I am lactose intolerant. No, you're not lactose intolerant. You're not supposed to drink another mammal's milk. You don't, your body is not, it's not allowing you to process something that's not for you.
Yes. It's intelligence. It's actually intelligence. It's not something wrong. It's an intelligence that's telling this is not for you. And it's also, this is going to make you sick. This is what this intelligence, this physical intelligence is telling us. It's important for us. I always remember this if we have another or other vegans listening to this talk. It's important for us always to remember that many people like ourselves, at some point in our own personal history, we also didn't make a connection. So it's important for us to talk about this and to really have patience explaining this to people. Because if we don't change, their lives won't change. And why I'm saying this? Because when we realize this truth, sometimes our first reaction is to get violent with people or even trying to explain this whole scenario. But if we do this and people get away from this movement or get away from this possibility of knowing, of growing into this knowledge that every single sentient being deserves their own milk and deserves their own life and deserves all the happiness that we wish for ourselves, if we let that person, that one person leave, then master animals are missing a chance. So we need to really practice patience and talk to people in manners that they understand. And this is the whole motivation behind this whole week and this talk that we are having now. If you are not vegan, I'm just asking you, humbly asking you, just try to see through this perspective. Because everything that we are seeing on advertising, on TV, on these people are trying to sell a product and not talk about a life. And this is happening now. We talked about master cows, and yes, it's something that we can talk over and over again, and not just from the female or the feminine side, but also think that this mother is going to suffer agony, deep agony, when her child, when their children, because we're not talking about one, we're talking about all, when their children are just, when they are taken away from them. And it's sad. We have here rescued master cows. Just today I posted a video with 2 of them that we rescued, and now they are growing up and they are just so fond and so lovely. So anyway, but it's just for us to understand, we are talking about them all. And when we talk about a mother, we talk also about a boy. We talk also about a male, a masculine side, because that mother is a mother of a female, is a mother of a male, is a mother of a son, is a mother of a daughter. So we are talking here about loving every single being, and we are focusing this talk on the mother because, again, the mother has the power to give birth to female and male. We talked also about the male that is basically going to his slaughterhouse because the males do not produce milk. So they become meat. And why I'm saying this? Because we need to understand there is a deep connection when we talk about meat and milk. It's not something that we can say, oh, meat is here and I do not want this, and milk is here, meat, no. Milk, that's okay. No, it's not okay. Because they go together. There is a deep connection because that mother, again, that mother will be the mother of meat, not a boy. This is how we are manipulating and fabricating lives. And we must stop because it's causing suffering to them and suffering to us.
Exactly. And it happens to cows and calves. It happens to chickens. The male chicks, they get grounded up alive.
Talk about this. Yes.
And the females, they use them to get them to give eggs again and again and again. So it's constant raping and stealing of their own eggs. The cows, constant raping, giving birth. I think what people need to, it's to put in the shoes of the cow and say,
yes,
they got her pregnant against her will. She was pregnant for 9 months, just like humans. She gave birth just like a mother would. And then they steal the baby away, and then they take the milk, connecting her to, it's not what you see in commercials or in movies where they're milking the cow. No, they plug them to machines that hurts them. The milk comes out with pus, with blood. It hurts them. It makes them have tumors. And I want people to understand that I wasn't raised with this mind. I was raised with the other mindset that it was okay to drink milk. I never liked it because I thought it was weird to drink other mammals' milk. That was always my mind. But I saw my family drinking milk, and I was like, oh, okay. But I never liked it, and I didn't understand why until I was aware of it. And I was like, why am I drinking? Why? This is not okay. Why don't I drink my dog's milk? Why? What's the difference? And it happens to the pigs. The males, they go to the slaughterhouse. The female, they keep them in small cages, and they rape them again, and they make them give birth again and again and again and again until they're useless. And then, like you said, they all go to the slaughterhouse. So it's not separate. Meat industry and milk industry, the dairy industry is not separated. It's all together. It's all tied. And what happens is that once the cow has been exploited and tortured her whole life, short life, they send her to a slaughterhouse to get killed, so people can eat her meat as well. So we take away their children's food, and then their life. And I don't think until we understand and we become more empathic and compassionate about every single being, if all the people that are watching us right now, and for the ones that are not vegan, if you have a dog or a cat, if you have some animal that you connect to, think about them being sent to a slaughterhouse where they would get their throats slit. Think about if you exploited or let someone rape your dog, your cat, your animal. You would never allow that. Why would you pay others to do that to other animals? And we are talking precisely about motherhood because the mothers are the origin of everything, because they give life. And giving life seems to be something that's bad now, because now they're used because of that gift.
You know, Stephanie, it's when you said about rape, I would like us to talk a little bit more about this, because some people, I believe most people, I talk from my own experience, I didn't know that the dairy industry used to rape master cows. I couldn't even imagine such a thing, because again, we have all this advertising happening saying that milk is something similar to having a apple, a fruit, anything. We just don't make a connection. It's just, they do not want us to make a connection. So when we talk about raping, it's against their will. It's saying, we are saying here the facts. We are saying that these master cows, they do not have a male, a family. They do not have a ox or a bull, or no, they do not have. They do not have. They don't even have access to a pasture. They are all the time
Confined.
in jails, confined. They all the time like that. And when Stephanie brought this saying rape, it's meaning that people actually, the medicine today, a doctor puts his arm or her arm up to the shoulder inside the cow. So we are not talking just, okay, it's a way of speaking. It's not like this. We are actually talking about the way it is. And when we're talking about master pigs, these mothers, they are there without, imagine this for years. We are not talking about 5 months or 7 days. We are talking about the whole life. They do not move. Imagine yourself not moving for years, having your babies, listening to your babies crying, asking for help, crying out, asking for help, and not able to help them. This is happening now. And of course, people do not people, but the advertisement, the companies, this industry, they do not want us to talk about this or to know this. And this is why it's important to listen, to really picture this, to watch films, to ask, to talk, to engage in conversations with vegans, because we need to bring this to light. This is happening now. This is not, you see, I'm speaking from Brazil. You are in Los Angeles now?
Yes.
This reality is happening everywhere in the world. If we had a vegan here from Japan, this person would be talking the same thing that we are talking now. So this is happening everywhere.
Everywhere, yes. And that's the thing. I think I saw a video that someone posted, and they were masturbating a bull to get the sperm. Yes. And someone asked, oh, where is this? And I said, it makes no difference. It's everywhere. Yes. Just think about the process of a human. Usually it's a male. They go and masturbate, the farmers. They masturbate the bull. They collect the sperm. They put the fist inside the cow's anus with a needle so they can inseminate artificially. How can you say that that is natural? Patricia, yes. There are things called rape racks for a lot of animals, so animals cannot move, while the human rapes them so they can get them pregnant, so they can give milk, or they can give puppies, or they can give calves, or they can give pigs. They rape them. Humans created something, the most intelligent species created something that's called rape rack. How? How is that humanely possible? We're supposed to be here to protect the innocent, to save the innocent, to love the innocent, not to exploit them, not to use them, not to do what we do to them.
Yeah, especially if we have the chance to get together with them and realize it's just something that aches in our hearts, because when we get to them, when we actually live with them, when we have a connection with them, like we have here because we are at the sanctuary, they are not blaming us, they are forgiving us. And this is not something, yes, of course it's beautiful, but from a personal standpoint, it's something that is shameful, because it's just like, okay, I'm doing this to the most innocent spirits, to the most pure soul. They are capable of forgiving, of loving, and everything that we do is just so completely different from this. So we need to awake, we need to talk about this. We need to realize that what is happening is talking about who we have become. We are not the ones that we want to be. I'm going to rephrase this. We are not the ones showing off all these things, because what I'm trying to say is we are goodness. We are moved by compassion. We want love in our lives. So what I'm trying to say is that we are acting as one, and we are thinking as another. And what I'm asking here is just to put it together. What we need to show off, meaning what we need to reveal to the world, must be our hearts. And apparently, we do not know that what we are doing does not have anything to do with what we are feeling regarding, as you said, compassion, goodness, kindness, because we do not know. And sadly, many times when we wanted to show a film about this, when we vegans want to, a part of us do not want to see. So what I'm trying to say here is that let's have the courage to see. Because when we are close to them and they forgive us, the feeling that I get is just like, okay, I do not want to remember that one day I didn't know. If I have one regret, is to not having become vegan earlier.
Yes.
So I do not want to treat this, and I believe humans are good. I believe that we are just away from our hearts. So everything that we are talking here, of course, we are talking about master animals, but we are also talking about the kind of human beings we have become. And at the same time, human beings that we do not want to be. And we think that we are not, because we are paying somebody else to do this, as Stephanie said. And we need to realize that all the time that we pay, we do. We do. It's not something that we are doing directly, but it's something that we are doing. Yes, we are. And if we can have the courage and the strength to align our hearts to our actions, we are not going to do this anymore. And we need to have this discussion. We need to have this meditation. We need to think about this. I know that there are people here also that are vegetarians, especially because in my side, and I believe in your side as well, we have yoga people close to us. And I always like to say, okay, just let's think that this, for the days that we have right now, the days that we live, this time, this age, we are not talking about ahimsa anymore if we are drinking milk, if we are taking ghee. It's just something that doesn't go together. So it gets back to the same point. We need to align ourselves. We need to see what's in your heart. I believe that you that are listening to us, you have love in your heart. I believe you do not want to rape a mother. I believe you do not want to kidnap a child. I believe that you do not want to steal milk from somebody else. I believe that you do not want to cause suffering. I believe we all have this seed of goodness inside of us. But we are not realizing that even though that we have this seed, we are not allowing it to grow. And we need to allow it to grow.
Yes.
I'd like, Stephanie, if you can, talk a little bit more. We talked about milk, and another topic that I think it's so important. I really wish that we can do this conversation more time, because time just flies by.
It does. We will have to do one more.
Yes, please. I'd like you, if you can tell us about, we talked about this master cows. Can we talk about eggs? Because eggs are the other thing that we say that is like milk. It's a thing. It's not somebody that is nutrition for another, or even not even nutrition as talking about an egg. It's actually a child. An egg is a child.
Yes, exactly. So
Can you talk about
just
this,
like just like you said, I think that we have to think as humankind what type of world we want to live for our future generations. And the more violence we create and the more violence we allow, more people with wrong beliefs are going to keep on growing. And that's what we are trying to avoid. We are just the messengers. We are just people that we questioned everything that we learned, and we evolved and we changed when we saw the reality. Because there is no excuse, no justification for anything that we do to animals. So chickens, for example, it is very hard because, like you said, we are surrounded by yoga people, and they call themselves yogis and ahimsa, and ahimsa is non-violence. and they are participating. With the Women's Day, there was a thing that was going viral that said, you are not the rapist, but you insult a woman because of the way she dresses. You are not the rapist, but you share naked pictures of girls with your friends. You are not the rapist, but and it's true. You're a big part of the problem. And it's the same with this. You are not the killer, but you're paying someone to go kill for you. You're not the killer, but you're participating and financing and funding some industry that is killing millions of animals per minute, per second. Right this moment, there are animals that are getting their throats slit, that are hanging upside down, that are fighting for their life. How can we live like this? The chickens, they are the most abused land animals, because fish obviously is also very, very abused, because we don't connect how fish can be so sentient and amazing, and how wonderful they are, that they don't even need to be on the same environment
that we are.
They're so amazing that they can breathe underwater, and we do not appreciate their beautiful beings. And with chickens, it's the same. They're tiny, they have wings, so we believe that they can be exploited, and we don't realize, Patricia, that, and every time I say this, it's a little bit hard, and a lot of people have not liked it a lot, but I say that when you eat the egg, you're eating the chicken's period. It's part of their cycle, of their menstruation. And you're eating the thing that came out of the cloaca, which is the place where they pee, they poop, and where they menstruate. And that thing is what we're eating. And they were supposed to be babies, but they didn't get fecundated, so it's just part of their period, their menstruation, their cycle. And they are supposed to recover all the nutrients. That's why you feed if you have chickens, they usually eat the egg back, because they need those nutrients. But humans decided that little thing that came out of the chickens was supposed to be for us. And the egg, the so-called egg that people think is so healthy, it's full of cholesterol and bad things for us.
Hormones,
things that we're not supposed to consume, because it's not meant for us. And chickens like that, a normal chicken, I don't know exactly how many eggs she can put on her throughout her life, but these farm chickens, they exploit the chicken until she cannot even walk. The hen, I think I have somewhere there, I have it's like a license plate, and that is exactly the size of a cage. It's this size, and that is exactly where they live. And they put them in there, and they make them give eggs and eggs and eggs, because you wanted an egg sandwich. And there's so many things that you can eat now, and we keep exploiting the most vulnerable, because chickens are the most vulnerable. And when you see them, they're so beautiful, and they're like puppies. They're amazing, and they cut their beaks, so they don't open their eggs, they don't hurt each other.
It's sad, and it's very sad when you are talking about these cages. And I would like everyone to picture this, that these cages also have another characteristic trait, and this is where their feet are. Can we picture a feet of a master chicken? So it's just like this. Now imagine that instead of placing that feet on a platform, it's on, how would say?
It's like a supermarket cart.
That's it. A supermarket cart.
Like a supermarket cart.
Yes. So it like their whole weight on those feet on a supermarket cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Metal
just
thingies.
metal just going in between, and it's hurting, and they try to put that foot up, and it cannot, so it just goes the other one and the other one, and just their whole lives. And at some point, as Stephanie was saying, they collapsed. And it's important to realize another very, very, very sad thing. Exactly the same way that we do with cows, that we just think that they are not useful for the industry. The male that are born from an egg, when we are talking about this industry, it's can you talk a little bit more about this, Stephanie? What happens to them? Because when they are just little babies, we kill them.
Yes, they are 1 day old. They just came out of their shell, and we put them in this, well, not us, but people in the industry, but it's humans, us.
Yes,
They put them in
yes.
this conveyor belts,
Mm-hmm.
and they go into this machine, and it's like if you put a chicken in a blender, and it just liquefies them. They just get ground up alive. They destroy alive.
Yes.
In other cases, they are also buried,
Mm-hmm.
and they set fire to them. In other cases, they throw them in bags, plastic bags, like if they were like trash cans. They fill them up, and then they close the bags, and they choke them. The ways and the practices that we do, and that us as humans have done, they are monstrous, and they are aberrations, and they're aberrant to if we did this to any other species that wasn't allowed, that would be a crime. If we did this to puppies, to baby dogs, people would be outraged. People would stop. They would go and protest and say that people are crazy, that has to stop. But it's done to baby chicks.
Yes.
So no one.
To millions
per day, and you know that, and you still come and say, I need eggs. You don't need eggs.
Yes.
You don't need anything that comes out of
Yes.
the animals or from the animals. You don't.
Yes.
There's so many people that are vegan, and they've been for so many years, and they're healthy and fine. You're vegan, I'm vegan, we're healthy, we're fine. We have to turn those myths away, that we need to consume animals. We don't. And for me, that's one of the main things that really breaks my heart, when I know that every second there are baby chicks that are getting grounded up alive, that they're being destroyed, blended. You do not press the blender to destroy those baby chicks, but when you buy eggs from the supermarket, you're paying someone to go and blend those baby chicks for you.
Yes.
You're paying actively for
Yes.
that to happen.
Yes.
When you know that, when people don't know, when we didn't know, we have the same regret of not knowing. But when you know, and you still don't want to listen, and you still don't want to question what you were taught, that is what worries me, and that's what I want to change in people. That's why I tell them, just go and watch Cowspiracy, watch Dominion, watch a documentary. It's not gonna hurt you. You will learn, just like you go and watch any other documentary or a movie. Just go and watch a little bit. Try to open your mind to what's happening, because we live in this little bubble, and we think that, oh, we are superior, so I can use and this and that. So what if there's a baby or a person with a disability or someone that cannot speak or an older person that cannot defend themselves? Then we can use them? Does that give us the right to use them or to exploit them? It doesn't. And just because the baby chicks are tiny and they were just born, that doesn't give them less right to be here and for us to kill them at a day old. So we just as humankind, I think that we are lacking the kind in our species.
I think, Stephanie, it's really important because for people to understand, for us all to understand, many times we talk about the world, what is happening in the world. But we need to understand, and it's an understanding that, excuse me, it's an understanding that is a little bit more or beyond the mind. It's much more we need to realize, I think is the word, it's not just understanding. We need to realize that when we are talking about what is happening in the world, when we are talking about what is happening to this age, that this dark age that we are here now, we need to understand that we are part of this. And we can stop all of this, or we can continue to take the wrong action and just know about this as an information that, okay, but life is like this, and I need eggs, I need milk. In fact, we do not need any of this, as Stephanie was saying. So the only point that I wanted to make here is that when we talk about what is going on in the world, when we are talking about what is happening right now, we are talking about what we as humans, about what we are doing. And the only way out of this is actually changing ourselves, actually looking at our behaviors, looking at our hearts. Again, I do not believe that anyone here wants to make somebody else suffer. I truly believe this, but we do not know, we don't stop. Sometimes we don't even care because we are so self-centered. You understand? You know, it's just what is about me, I have time. But what is about the other, and including human beings, I do not want to talk right now because I have this problem and I need to get over this, and it's very important for me because my time or my heart or my trauma or my disease or mine, and we are just so self-centered. And we need to understand this selfishness is causing much beyond our knowledge. And we will not find the happiness that we wish to live if those close by us are in deep agony. It just doesn't work that way. We need to live in a place temporarily, because it's just not even 100 years that we are here. But we need to live in this place in a way that we are proud by the end, that we are not shameful, that we are not feeling that we were cowards for not looking at what was calling for our attention. And every time that we see injustice, every time that we see suffering, every time that we see something bad going on, that is calling from our attention. That situation is calling from our attention. And if we do not look at that, that bad thing is happening also inside of us because we don't care anymore. We became, again, self-centered. So I guess the thing that I would like to put here as a meditation, as a reflection, is just to look at ourselves and really think, what kind of human have we become? And what kind of human we truly are? Because I believe we are love. I believe we are good. I believe we are divine. But we are not practicing this divinity. We are not practicing this love. We are just talking about it. So again, everything that is happening in the world, we are doing this. We as human beings, we are doing this. This talk for me is an invitation for us to look at ourselves and to change ourselves, because the only way that this world is going to change is when we change. And that's why we need to have patience with humans. We do not want to go out there. No, we need to have patience. We need to educate others the same way that we have been educated, the same way that in many, many ways we are still learning, because we are learners on this earth and on this universe. So, Stephanie, I'm just so happy and glad that we are here. And I would like to know if you wish to just leave it. It's just like amazing. The time just like poof, it's over. It's almost
it
like
flew. It flew.
I want to know what kind of message you wanted to leave regarding the subject of motherhood, how people can connect to this feminine aspect that relates to us all, either because we are a mother, either because we are a daughter or a son, and we can relate to this feminine aspect of all creation. Do you feel like leaving a message for us on this?
Yes, absolutely. I just want to invite you all to open truly your hearts, and you don't have to be loud about it. You don't have to go and tell everyone. Just you in your loneliness inside your room, to think about the damage that you are contributing to, and to think if you would like your mother, your sister, your wife, your daughter, because we all have a relationship with a woman. If you would like that feminine energy that is around you, that you love and admire, if you would like for her to be exploited in any way, and the truth is you wouldn't. So I invite you to not participate in the exploitation of other mothers. I want everyone to think how important it is that without the mothers, there wouldn't be any more world. There wouldn't be any other creations. That's why it's called Mother Earth, because it gives life. And that's why all the feminine, the female, they can give life. And if we keep on destroying the way we are destroying, like you said, we've been in this life for so short period of time and we're destroying everything. And if you are so selfish, go to your room and in silence, think about what you're doing. And truly, are you happy with that? Are you content with the way that you are handling your life? And take action and align yourself, your morals, to your actions, to your thoughts, to your every single day. And that will change your life, and it will change the world for future generations. And do not actively participate in anything that can hurt other beings, because that is the point of us being here. Yes. To be better, to learn, to appreciate the beauty of life. So I just want to tell everyone, it doesn't matter if you're a man and you're not a mother, if you are a woman that decided not to have kids, or that cannot have kids, or that, it doesn't matter. We're all connected, and we have the beautiful gift of this world, of this life, and we need to be aware of what we're doing. And we cannot keep going at the pace we're going, because we're gonna destroy everything. And I believe, like you, that there are really good humans, and I think that they just don't know, and that's why we're here to show them. Yes. So I think that I just want everyone to go and investigate and question and learn and really try to change, because it's a matter of decision. It's like saying I am not going to participate in the killing of dogs. I am not going to participate in the killing of cows. I am not going to participate in the killing of pigs. I'm not going to participate in the killing of chickens, because that's not the world that I want to live in. Mm-hmm. And that motherhood that involves all of us, that feminine energy, that's the giving energy, that's the beauty of nature, of us growing like this. I want us to all, get in touch with that, just the way that you do, because you're such a beautiful example of motherhood and of inspiration and of compassion and love.
Stephanie, you are this light, and I'm very thankful that we connect again, that we could encounter each other even in this virtual world. and we are sharing this mission. And I hope we can have other opportunities to talk about the subjects, because again, I really believe that people just do not know. And sometimes it takes, like for us, when we remember when we are at school, sometimes a lesson we needed to hear several times. We listened once and it didn't make sense. And then we had to go again and again and again to the same class. So I'm just saying, if we can get together other times, and for all of us that are vegans, just, you know, sometimes we just want to hide, and it's not the time. We need to take action. We need to talk. We need to speak. We need to open ourselves to others and really receive others in our hearts, even when their behavior is not something that we like. Because if they are talking to us, they are trying to find another perspective. And this is something beautiful that we need to honor. And as for every time that we do this, there is a chance that we save more master animals. There is a chance that we save Mother Earth. There is a chance that, as Stephanie said so beautifully, we are here to grow. We are here to evolve. We are not here to take advantage, to make others suffering. We are not here. So it's an opportunity when we do that to simply act on the mission of our hearts, on the callings of our hearts. And I hope we can do this together, all of us, to create a better world for future generations, as Stephanie said. Sooner than later, we are going to live. And I hope we are not ashamed of our time on earth. I hope we are grateful. I hope we have done good things. I hope we have connected to our hearts and to the hearts of others. Stephanie, thank you for being an inspiration, a friend, a fantastic woman, and I hope very soon we talk again.
Yes, please, my pleasure. Thank you so much, Patricia. I love you.
I just would like to finish with a little song. Can I?
Please.
Amor, medicina que no se agota. Cuanto más la gente ama, más bonito el amor brota. Amor, medicina que no se agota. Cuanto más la gente ama, más bonito el amor brota. Love always.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all for listening. Love.
Love.